I really want to get better at starting these videos, but I'm still not really in any clue of what I'm doing. So I was sat here for like 2 minutes. Faye's muddy again and she wants to stand on my blanket. I was sat here for like 2 minutes, like trying to figure out how am I going to start this video? And I was like, just say it. Like, how am I going to start this video? I don't know how to start these videos. I'm going to try to keep looking at the camera and not keep looking at Faye. We'll figure it out. I'm a bit twitchy today. I don't know why. I was just on my walk down here and I do a voice call with my sister back and forth like every day, pretty much. We do like 20 minutes each way. And we were talking about work and money because I've been talking to her about it. I've said before, like, this is something that's really been very, very present in the forefront of my mind and my life at the moment. And what was I going to say? We were talking about, or she mentioned the idea of how different working a 9 to 5 is compared to building your own thing. Especially when it's a personal brand, a personal business. So when I'm kind of talking about this from this point on in this video, I'm talking about like personal business. I'm not talking about somebody who's like building a huge company, right? These personal businesses could go there, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you're building something that is, for the most part, just you, right? And I've had people in my life talk to me about like, yeah, just go and get a job and like it gives you structure and it's fine. And yeah, that's all true, but that's not what I'm looking for. And it's not actually going to help me with my own personal business. I'm like hesitating because I think people are going to have some really strong opinions about this if they hear me say this. And I'm not used to being confronted about my opinions. I don't usually share my opinions very much about anything because I don't really like that opposition and that type of situation. It's not because I'm like weak on my own beliefs. It's more that I'm actually so strong on my own beliefs that I'm like, I can't really be bothered to have a disagreement with somebody about it. Whether you think that's right or wrong, it is what it is. But I'm like nervous to share this because of that reason. Anyway. So I am against getting a job, like an employed job. And what I'm trying to create right now is very from my feminine. And I don't mean something for women, right? Like I am actually trying to create something for women. By the way, algorithm, please show me to more women. I have got so many men like commenting and following me both on my YouTube and my Instagram, and my stuff is not aimed at men at all. It is fully aimed at women. So I don't know why I'm getting so many men on here. If you're a man, this space is not for you. You can, if you enjoy it, then great, but like women, please, more women. Women. Anyway, yeah, just remember that. But not that I'm necessarily trying to create something. I don't mean something as that is feminine in itself. What I mean is the space I'm trying to create from is feminine. So if you think about a 9 to 5, like I think a lot of those jobs kind of originated from the factory work, right? Where you go, you clock in, you do your thing, you clock out and you leave. And it's very detached from you, especially from like your energy and your passion. You might be passionate about your job, but you're doing it for somebody else. You're doing it for somebody else's company for a different reason other than like aligning with who you are, what you want, what you stand for. Unless you've picked a job that is like exactly aligned with who you are, what you want and what you stand for, which is fantastic. And if you have that, that's incredible. Like that's honestly incredible. I don't think most people have that. That's like who I'm talking about for the most part. So yeah, it's very structured and it's very separate and very distant from yourself. Even if it is something that you're passionate about, I think when you're working for somebody else, like you can't really get that full connection with it. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe you're in a job that you're employed in and like you're fully connected and don't feel disconnected whatsoever at all. I might be completely wrong. I have never found a job that I am connected with. So it might just be me. It might just be like the type of work that I'm interested in and things that are right for me. And I might be completely wrong about the employed sector of the world. But, and I am not saying that being in an employed job is bad. There are so many different types of people in this world, and I fully understand that not everybody is the same and wants the same things, and not everything works for every person. So I'm not in any way trying to say that it's bad. I'm more trying to talk to the people who are like me. So neurodivergent for one thing, 100%. Female, maybe a bit controversial. Female for a second thing. And creatives, somebody who is creative. I think that especially if you're a combination of all three of those things, like I am, I think being in an employed position is extremely difficult. I've surrounded myself with a lot of women as well, recently, like in the recent years, that are also very similar to me. And I get the same kind of story, narrative, opinion from them as well. So I don't think this is just me. And I think that if you are like me, if you're neurodivergent, if you are a female, if you're creative and you're spiritual, I didn't sort of put that one in there, but I think that probably plays a part too. And you're like highly spiritual, highly sensitive to kind of the energies around you. I just think that environment of employment just it wasn't made for us. It wasn't made for us. It was made for men. It doesn't mean that women can't do it or women can't potentially flourish there, but that system was designed for men, and it was designed for a masculine body, a masculine mind, masculine energy. And I think that this way of doing things that I'm trying to talk about, I'm really sorry if you're struggling to follow this. I haven't vocalized any of this before. So this is like brand new, and I'm trying to like navigate my way around actually vocalizing this. What I'm trying to do, creating this personal business, which I think a lot of us are trying to do at the moment, or at least a lot of people that I follow are trying to do. So maybe not a lot of us aren't. But I imagine if you're following me and you're liking my content, you're probably in a similar position to me, or at least have been or want to be. Oh my gosh, Sean, just get on with it. Jesus. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Creating this type of business, this type of personal business that's really coming from your heart and from your passion, it's very feminine, and it's like a pregnancy. It's like a child, you know, it has its own movement, its own needs, right? And the longer you have it, the longer you work with it, the more it grows and develops, right? So when you start a business, it's very small, and like actually its needs are quite vast and probably out of your current capacity. You know, think about, is that a cow? No. Think about like literally a newborn baby. Most people don't have the capacity for that, just like sitting there waiting. You have to figure it out on the go, and they need all of your attention, right? And then as it grows, it has a little bit more independence. But then as it grows, the baby, its needs change and evolve, right? Just as a new business. And I'm really feeling into that a lot. Like when I first started this, and I'm talking when I say started to do these videos, because this is kind of the first way I'm accessing my business. This isn't selling anything. This isn't making me any money right now, but it is my first way to access what I'm trying to make of my business. I was like flailing, like I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to, you know, to film, what to film with, where to film, when to film, how to edit. And I just started and I just kind of dove in the deep end, like with a new baby, right? You have no choice other than to be like, the baby's there, it's there. And I figured it out along the way. I have worked with things that have gone well and things that have either failed and I've had to try again, or things that I thought were important and actually weren't important. And I was like, oh, I don't even need to consider these things. So it's like loads of different things that have got me to where I am now. I say where I am now as if I've like made it. Like, no, I'm just comfortable on camera, which is huge, actually, to be fair. I'm not going to downplay that. And I can see after I've just taken these first couple of steps that I can figure it out. I think I did a video about this like a week or so ago about like, I can figure this out. Like, I know I can do this. I know that I can figure it out along the way, just as with a new baby and just as with a new personal business. And in that, so I'm going to kind of bring it back a little bit. So in looking at this like personal business as a baby, like a child, like a being, like an entity that you're birthing, that you're raising, you know, you can't see it the same as a 9-to-5 job. It isn't just clock in, clock out. It isn't as simple as, oh, I got a new job and, you know, I don't know where I'm trying to go with that one. But like, it's not that simple. It's its own entity. It changes and it morphs. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So when you have a new job, like an employed job, it's hard for the first, you know, few weeks to a month or whatever. And then you kind of go in, you know what you're doing, you do your thing, you go home. You don't really have to think about it. And I get that there may be a lot of challenges within certain jobs, but generally speaking, you kind of know what to expect. You can't really know what to expect when you're doing a personal business because generally speaking, especially the first few years, it's going up. You're building. So every time there's like this up step, it's a new thing. You know, you can't up step without introducing something new. Which means you have to keep evolving and figuring it out and learning and growing along with it, just as you do when you're raising a child, right? Like, I just think it's such a fantastic, is it a metaphor? I don't know, I'm going to say metaphor, I'm not sure if it is, but it's such like a fantastic comparison. I don't know. Yeah, and I think that can be very misunderstood. Not even misunderstood, just like not understood by people who haven't been through that before, right? Like, I'm sure that the people who have created some kind of personal business already would know this and agree with this. But people who haven't, people who have only ever been in employed positions for the most part, they aren't going to understand this. So I'm saying this like for myself and for anybody watching, for you watching, that you can't look to the people outside of you, especially those closest to you, to understand this process if they've never done it before. Because of course they're not going to understand. Of course they're going to think it's too risky. Of course they're going to think that you need more stability or more certainty, or like to go, like, I don't know, you need something before you get to the thing that you're building. I don't have words for this, I'm sorry. So of course they're not going to understand. And there's so much, oh gosh, there's so much I want to talk about now. Like, this whole life, any type of alternative life, if somebody hasn't lived it, they're not going to understand. And until you've like traveled that journey a bit, until you've lived that alternative lifestyle at least a little bit, you're not going to understand that other people aren't going to understand, right? It's very easy to like theorize, like, oh yeah, of course they won't understand. But then when you live it and you're like, why don't you understand? Why does nobody understand that this is what I'm doing and that I'm trying things? And of course it's not going to look the same as what you know or what you think it should look like because you've never lived this life before. Yeah, I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there. But like, I don't know. And I don't just mean the people around you. I mean everything. Like, if you're creating a business that is from your brand, from your passions, from your like purpose and desire, like, it means that there isn't another brand out there or business out there exactly like yours. So nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to be able to see it before you can. Nobody is going to, I don't know, be able to understand it. Even you might not even be able to understand it straight away. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this now. I feel like I could have so much more I could talk about. I wonder how long I've been talking. 14 minutes, not too bad. Yeah, I'm if you can tell, I have moved out of my menstrual phase and I'm in my follicular phase right now. So I'm feeling very energetic. I'm feeling very positive, much more so than I was like a few days ago. But it's not just the positivity that I'm feeling. It is this idea that it's really okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to start when you're not ready, but it's also okay to keep going when you don't yet have the results. It's okay to trust in yourself, to trust in the universe, to trust in what it is that you are, what brings you joy in this world, right? That could be business, or it could be anything. It could be other things as well. And I don't know. What am I trying to say? I lost my train of thought. I thought there was cows coming, and then I got very distracted. Yeah, maybe I'll stop because I keep getting lost. I wonder if you can make sense of this. Are you here? Are you in the same space as I am? Are you building something? Have you already built something? Any thoughts if you've already built something? Do you agree with what I've said? Are you feeling the same? Are you starting something? Are you trying to start something and you don't know how? I'd love to know if anybody's in the same space as me. And I'm going to keep practicing at advertising what I'm selling. So this Sunday, I have a full moon circle with my sister. So me and her have been doing full moon circles for all 13 of the moons. Will be 13 full moons this year in 2026. So this is our 9th one, I believe, because we're in the 8th month and we've had 9. So this will be our 9th circle. We were just talking actually about evolving it a little bit for next year. So that'll be interesting as well. So if you want to come and check out how they are this year, then please join us. The link will be in the description of this video. So you can go and buy your ticket. And like I said, it's this Sunday. If you can't join us live, there will be a recording sent out to you as well. So we tried to pick a time that works for everyone, but obviously people all over the world, it's not going to work for everyone. So if you can't join live, then you can watch the recording as well. Also, I have my tarot readings available. So I haven't had anyone book in this week and it's sad and I really would like some bookings. Please, I'm going to ask the universe, I'm going to ask you, please book in for a tarot reading with me. I love doing tarot readings. I love being able to help guide people and give people new perspectives and new ideas and new ways of approaching the things that they're going through. I think that divination is such a fantastic tool to be able to help people, especially if you want a bit more connection with kind of universe and sort of messages, but you're maybe not as versed in it yourself, or you have no practice or way to do it yourself, then I can help you with that. And I love doing it. It's something I'm very, very, very passionate about. It's something I don't know how to talk about a lot because I don't really talk about tarot a lot, but I am very connected to doing tarot. So it's hard for me to kind of include it in my content because it's a very kind of special, sacred thing that I do. So yeah, if you're interested, please let me know. And I do have Instagram where I post some more content and you can kind of see some of the bracelets that I've been making recently. So those will be going on sale soon as well. So those are the ways that you can kind of work with me or support me or connect with me if you would like to. And if you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please subscribe and please like this video. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye.